Hello and welcome back. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper on guaranteed investment certificates. So essentially a GIC is a loan that you provide to a financial institution. A loan, you're asking? Yes. You see, you receive a guaranteed income from that particular GIC, and it's locked in to the account for a predetermined amount of time. And I should say it's typically locked in for a predetermined amount of time, but typically we'd be looking at, it could be as little as 30 days or all the way up to 10 years of being locked in. And the longer it's locked in, the more of a return, a guaranteed return that you would see. Now, the interest that you do make on the GIC is either going to be paid out monthly, quarterly, maybe annually, and or it could even be at the end of the term of your GIC. Now, if you want to take your money out earlier than what the term is prescribed at, you may be faced with a penalty. And for this reason, you wouldn't want to use a GIC for, let's say, cash on hand or money that you would need to access quickly. Investors may be under the impression that there is no fees on a GIC. The truth is, the interest that you receive from your GIC is much less than what the bank would receive on their loans or mortgages. The difference that the bank retains is considered the spread. The money earned on the spread covers the bank's cost and provides a bit of profit. So even though there is no fee on the GIC, the bank still makes money on your money. Now, let's look at this graph for illustration purposes. The money that you give the bank when you buy a GIC is used to fund a loan or mortgage for another customer. In this illustration, I'm using a $100,000 GIC. The bank's going to earn 7.15% when lending the money as a mortgage, while only paying you 4%. And again, these are for illustrative purposes. So as you can see in year one, the bank would make roughly $31.50 each year. That would be until the end of the term. At the end of the term, your $100,000 is now $112,000, and the bank keeps roughly $9,450. Now let's take a moment to understand the real rate of return on a GIC. GICs offer investors some attractive features, such as guaranteed returns with no risk attached to it. So for those of you who have no risk tolerance whatsoever, you can sleep at night knowing that your bank statement with that particular GIC will have no negative balances on it. Although a highly stable investment choice, the amount of income you would actually receive, or the net rate of return on your GIC, may look a lot different than what you may originally have thought. There are factors that would eat into your rate of return, and that would be largely due to taxes and, you guessed it, inflation. When it comes to taxes on your income from a GIC, so the income received on a GIC is paid out as interest income, which is the highest taxable form of investment income. And this is compared to dividends or capital gains. If the GIC was held in a non-registered account, the income received from that GIC is fully taxable to the investor at their marginal tax rate. Now, a less tangible impact to your return would be inflation. It erodes the value of your money over time. A year from now, a dollar earned may not be able to purchase you the same amount of stuff as it would today. And at time of this recording in 2024, most Canadians know that that is a real factor that we've had to all deal with over the past couple years. So now when you deduct taxes and inflation on your GIC return, the real rate of return is going to look a lot different. Let's walk through an example. And keep in mind, folks, that this is a illustrative purpose only graph. So what we're looking at here in this graph is a 5-year GIC interest rate of roughly 3.9%. And the source of this was from the Bank of Canada as of December 31st, 2023. And it's looking at the 5-year historical average. Now let's assume that this investor has a marginal tax rate of 40%. And we're going to assume an inflation rate of 3.48%. And this is coming from Statistics Canada as of January 16th, 2024. So a 5-year GIC at 3.9. Now let's look at taxes at the 40% marginal rate. So we would have to deduct roughly 1.56% from the 3.9. And then we're looking at inflation and the average 5-year inflation of negative 3.48 or at 3.48, which would erode some of the return. The real net rate of return, or the purchasing power of that GIC, is actually negative 1.14%. Now, as you can see, the expected rate of return versus the real rate of return can be vastly different. Now, once taxes and inflation are taken into consideration, what was originally a positive income stream has now become a negative income stream. I hope you guys found this video valuable. And if you want to learn more about fixed income type investments, check out this video that I'm doing on how interest rates affect bonds. And as always, thank you for watching Your Canadian Retirement Specialist. And if you hadn't hit that like and subscribe button, please go ahead and do so. And if you have a video or content that you'd like us to create a video around, please go ahead and put that in the comment section below, as we do take these into consideration and walk through these on a monthly basis to try to pull out some suggestions to make videos on.